There's a reason when searching for the perfect digital piano that Yamaha Clavinova keeps coming up. Today we look at the brand new CLP-725 and the CLP-735, two of the entry-line products from the Clavinova range, and we talk about what are the differences and which one might be right for me.
Hi, this is Ted with Alamo Music Center in beautiful downtown San Antonio, Texas.
I'm Patrick Marr. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channels, check out our other videos, sign up for notifications, like our videos, leave us comments. We appreciate your support and we love to interact with you. Clavinova.
It's a great product line. It's been around 35 years, I think. Maybe it's about 35,
It's been around
years.
for a long time, and there's a reason it's one of the staples of the digital piano.
First time I played one was an 8-bit machine with an action that doesn't even come close to anything that's out now. It was a springy action. It wasn't a Clavinova action. It was called the Clavinova, but they didn't invent this action yet.
And it was more expensive.
It is more expensive than.
And not even just in today's dollars. It was
the 735, the CLP-735 now costs less than that machine did.
Yeah.
And it was an 8-bit machine. It had 88 keys and 3 pianos. And it was almost like someone took the bass knob and put it over here, said make that a piano, let's put the bass in the middle and let's put it as trebly as it'll get. And those are the 3 sounds I got with a stereo symphonica. And all the Yamaha people, it just kind of, it's like a chorus shimmy. It went, it was a special effect that Yamaha invented, a gimmick, to give some kind of stereo imaging.
Yeah.
So when you would hear that low note, bang, in order to get some of the sample out of it, that you used to get on those old samples, they would just kind of give it a chorus effect.
Oh my gosh.
So it would scatter the bad loop.
So as someone who's played, the original Clavinovas, and today when you hear the concert grands that they put in here, the Bosendorfer, the CLP, or the CFX.
The CFX, this is. It starts with the CLP-735 model. They upgraded the sample by putting those binaural samples in, and only on the CFX and on the Bosendorfer. Everything else is just a plain old sample, because the binaural samples are more expensive. They cost more, and they have those microphones that are situated like ear canals, and so it sounds like the thing's coming from in front of you.
It's like you're sitting in front of the piano.
The one I had originally 35 years ago came nowhere near close. This is all, you add the reverbs, they have a number of effects. I think they've got about 10 or 12 different effects on the 735. There's some on the CLP-725 as well. You have some reverbs, some choruses on the 735, and you have some reverbs on the 725. You can kind of get more lively sound. Particularly in the headphones.
Yeah.
And I think they focus a lot on making the thing sound good in the headphones and play great.
And there's the app that you can control with the piano.
They both take the app, and I don't go into details on that, because what I like about these instruments is that when you turn it on, the way Yamaha has it set up, it's going to come up with the medium set on the action, and this has that Grand Touch action. The Grand Touch S, I think, is like their 7th version or something of this action. And both on the CLP 725 and 735, they have great action. They both play the same. One of them has a lot more sounds, and it also has a lot more oomph to the sound system, which that really increases the whole desirability of the instrument.
And the actual build out too is just a little bit more sturdy. You look at it, it's got bigger cheek blocks, the bigger setup. It feels a little bit more like that old Spin-It in your house instead of like, hey, that looks like a digital keyboard a little bit. This one feels. I've had people mistake the 735s and above as, hey, that looks like a piano. I want a piano that size. And so the little bit bigger body of it. It's an attractive looking instrument.
And the one thing I can tell you, when you play a 725 and you move up to the next one, which is the 735, the desirability of the instrument is built into the higher number. And that, yes, it does mean there's a higher number on the price, and there is a price differential of $800, I believe.
$800 or $900.
$800 or $900 between the 725 being the lower priced one and the 735. And the next model up, which we'll get to in another video, has the first appearance of wooden keys, and that's another price increase on that. But for this part right here, their first 2 models are great instruments.
Yeah, and let's take a listen to them. I think it's something to note that most of customers that come in with the intention of buying the 725, usually either a 735 or a 745. I don't know why that is. I don't think it's because there's great salespeople in the store. I think it's more of that when you actually sit at the product.
That's what I just said, desirability.
You feel it. It feels a little bit more desirable. So let's try to take a listen here and listen to the samples as well as the difference in the old CFX sample and the new one that is on the 735. Right.
And again, Patrick, on these sounds that we were listening, comparing the two, that is a direct line input that we take in, and so that we're not really getting the chance to hear the larger speakers and the larger amplifier on here.
Well, being in the room, it's nice because I can really hear the difference between the 20 watts per side versus the 30 watts per side. It kind of just, much more depth.
Well, you feel it too in your hands. I don't know if that's psychological, but you can feel there's more power behind the keys.
Yeah.
And that just gets you excited more like you're sitting behind a better piano.
Yeah.
And in truth, you really are.
No, it does sound good. They got the grand expression modeling, I think, on both of these. And really the biggest difference is that CFX binaural sample is the previous generation on the 725. They updated it. They did a new one on the 735, and they included the Bosendorfer
binaural sample
as well.
And it really is great. It's a nice sound in the headphones or coming out of the speaker cabinet. And they both have the same 256 note polyphony. The advantage to the 735 is they're throwing down about almost another extra 20 voices. I think you get about 10 or 12 on the 725.
And these are Yamaha's best voices when you get to the Clavinova.
Yeah, they're good voices, right? And there's about 38 voices on the 735, and they're fun. They're great voices.
Yeah.
And it's a lovely instrument. And they also gave on this model you get MIDI in, out, and through.
Okay.
Whereas on the 725 you just have a USB to host.
Okay. So yeah, so just a little more versatility. Again, it feels better to sit in front of the 735, and really, one of the purposes of this video is to, give our opinion on it, but also to encourage you guys, go and check them out at local stores. Make sure
go in and play one.
Yeah, go make sure you make the right decision, because I know a lot of people who have underbought the 725 when they just buy online, and when they come to the store, they really kind of feel and see the difference of the 735 and even the 745 with the wood keys. And so, there is some price jumps. That's for you to decide with your budget, but we really think that there's some really good advantages to getting. Really, I think Clavinova shines. The CLP line specifically shines at the 735 and 745.
Yeah, it does.
And then it just gets way out. It gets great, but like at the 775, 785, 795, all those are
incredible.
Those are you're blurring the lines between acoustic and digital, and are really incredible instruments. If you've owned any of the 700 series, the CLP, please leave comments below. Let people know what you think. They did replace the 600 series, which was the previous generation. So there was a 625, 635, 645, all that, which replaced the 5. So that front number will keep going up. If you see, hey, I see there's a CLP for sale. It's a 345. That's a significantly older model. And so that's how Yamaha does it. The middle number is, where it is in the series. So as it goes up, the 2 to the 3 to the 4 to the 5, it gets nicer. They add more features. Yeah, so really just a cool instrument. Please leave comments if you've owned one before and if you've had a great experience with it, or if you said, hey, that's not the right one for me because I chose a different brand because X, Y, or Z. Thank you guys for watching. This is Ted Barstool. I'm Patrick Marr with Alamo Music here in San Antonio, Texas, and in Austin. Come and check us out, and we look forward to seeing you.